Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hexcells. Let us continue with Chapter 5. I'm calling them chapters at least. So, it looks like something new is being introduced, or nothing new is being introduced in this one because we're not getting any instructions yet. Instead, what they're doing is they're just zoomed out and we are now looking at definitely smaller Hexcells. So we have one that's been solved by us, for us already. We have a 0 here, so this 0 solves this easily. So we can just follow that 0 pattern. This is a 2, this is a 2. There's actually a striking lack of information in this. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to assume that this 2 doesn't include all this column here? That wouldn't make sense. Well, let's see. This one's touching 2 and only touching 2. So we know actually these 2 are it, which then eliminates these. And then these with the dashes mean they're not continuous. So that means it can't be this one, and it can't be this one, which then means for this one, it has to be this one. And then it can't be this one for this 3. And then this 3 eliminates these 2. This 1 eliminates these 2. Combining everything we've learned up to this point. This one's touching 2, so that one and that one have to be it, which means that one's it, which means that's one's it, that one's gone, that one's touching 1, got it, which means this is gone, this is gone, this is gone, this is gone. So that moves us into this section. Is 2 consecutive, which we would have to have done. Alright, so this one's 3 consecutive. I like to jump back and forth. I know it's a little random. That means these 3 have to be it because this one is cured. This is 2 non-consecutive, which eliminates that. This one's 3 non-consecutive, which includes that. This one's 2 non-consecutive, which eliminates that one. This 2 eliminates that one. This 1 eliminates that one. That section is done now. So we're slowly working our way towards the center here. 24 more remaining. This one's a non-consecutive 2, so that's gone. And this is non-consecutive 2, so that's gone. This one's a 2, which means that's gone. This one's a 0, which means these are no good. This only leaves 2 here, which solves that. This one only touches 1 here, which solves that. This one only is already touching 2, so that's gone. This one's a non-consecutive 2, which means this one's gone. This one's a consecutive 2, and since we've already seen that, then we know that's the solution, which means that's gone. This one means that one's included, and this one's only touching 3, so that one's included. This one's already touching 3, so that's out, and 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 that's out. Nice. This one's only touching 1. That fixes that. Gets rid of that. This one's only touching 2. So that includes that one. This one's 2 consecutive, so it has to be this one, which then eliminates this, which then includes this one. Now now this one's touching 2, so those 2 are gone. I'm moving a little fast here. Take a little bit of a break, look over the map. We don't want to make mistakes. I'm building steam a little too fast probably for people. At least it feels like that. So this one's touching 4. So it's all 4 of these. This one says there's 2 in a row, so that eliminates that right there. And then this one allows that one to be eliminated, and that one to be eliminated, and that one to be eliminated. This one's already touching 2, so that eliminates that one. This one's only touching 2, so that includes that one. Third section down. And this is number 1 for chapter 5, and it's taking time. It's not super complicated, but it's taking time. So here's an interesting thing. We have to make the decision, do we believe this column is all of this column? If we do believe that, then these 2 are eliminated, and then this is it. But if we go the other direction and believe that it means only this column of 2, then it would have to include both of those, which then would violate that. So we have 2 pieces of information now that have reaffirmed what we already knew, just to make sure we already knew it. So this one then includes that one, which then excludes that one, that one. This one then includes that one. Now we're in an interesting pickle. What are we gonna do here? Well, this one's only touching 3, I guess. Right? So those 2 have to be included. Yeah. There. Took me a second to reassess the board. So that and that. Is 3 non-consecutive, so I'll take that one out. That only leaves this, which then that eliminates that one, and that eliminates that one, and that one eliminates this one. This 2 includes this one, which then the 3 here eliminates that one. So section 4 of 5 are gone. This 3 eliminates this. This one eliminates this. The 0 eliminates this. Okay. 2 non-consecutive here. There's 5 remaining. And so if I put 2 here, they'd be consecutive. If I put 2 here, it could be consecutive. That pretty much eliminates this. And then the 5 here just says that they're all here. But the 2 also non-consecutive told us that. Wow, that was a big one. So it doesn't feel like they're going to give us new things as much as they're going to just make the puzzles bigger. Interesting. Where would I want to start with this? Okay, well, we can start here. This says 2 consecutive, which means this and this are the only options, which means this can go, this can go, this can go. That means this, and all that can go, and that's there. So that little section is solved. This one only has 1 between the 2 of them. This one's only touching 2, so that solves that. And then this one is 2 consecutive, so that solves that. And since we now know 2 are consecutive, we can eliminate these. This one's already solved that, so we can eliminate these. This one's touching 2, which solves that, which means I can eliminate this, which includes that and that. Interesting. this one's touching 2, so I can eliminate that, and this one's touching 1, so I can eliminate that. There's already 2 solved here. Oops, made a mistake. Almost every mistake I've made up to this point has simply been because of clicking the wrong button, not mental mistakes. So I don't know if maybe it shouldn't give us feedback until we click like a button to say check our solution, or I mean, it would certainly be a lot more difficult if you didn't immediately get that mistake feedback. But almost like you could do a hardcore mode that way, I would bet. Just, you have to put in the entire solution as it happens. But then the whole game messes up if that's the case, because if you aren't given any feedback that you've clicked the wrong thing, then you could just go off on wild tangents. So, yeah, I don't think that would immediately be an easy way to translate it. Let's see, this one's got 2 in this column. How can I move any further here? Like 3 could be anything as far as this. These columns are too tall for any of that to work. But here, this whole section doesn't give me any indication that I'd be right. I could potentially put 1 here, or run, well, actually this does, doesn't it? Because if I put 1 here, it would satisfy this, but it wouldn't satisfy this, so this has to be it. There we go. That moves us into the direction of the next thing. There we go. 2 non-continuous means that one's out, and then 2 means that one's in, which means that one's out. So we still have a lot more that we could do there. This one has 5, and this one has 3. Keep an eye on that. This one has 2 only, so these 2 are out. Interesting. And then this one's 2 non-continuous. So that one of these here is included. But where's the next trick? This one has 2 out of 4. This one has 1. Okay, here this gives us some information that this column only has 1. This one's touching 2. That means that has to be included. Which that doesn't solve for that at all. It helps a little bit, but we still need some column intersections here. At a certain point, these 2 pieces of information are going to have to come down and explain what's going on in this section, in the same way that these 2 are going to have to come down and explain what's going down in that section. 3 non-continuous. I don't think I can get anything from that. It could be 2 here and 1 here. It could be 2 here and 1 there. Yeah, none of that solves anything. For starting to lose steam a little bit as they get more difficult. What's the piece of information we're missing? 2 between 3 slots. 1 between this. 2 non-continuous here. Does that solve for anything? 2 non-continuous here. Does that solve anything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I could just eliminate one of these squares somehow. If I could somehow do that, then I would have all of the other ones marked. This one has 5 slots, but 7 potentials. This has 3, but 6 potentials. This one has 2. Nothing over here can really help us. And it just doesn't feel like you're supposed to guess. One of these has to. There is something here. One of these has to be on this side, and one of these has to be on this side. And since this is 2 non-continuous, though, it could be either way. Well, actually it can't. Can it? This can't be a solution. Yes, because there's only 2 more in this column, and one of them has to be one of these. That 0 eliminates that, and then it creates this back door entrance to this puzzle for all of that. And then that solves for that, and then that eliminates that. This one's touching 2, which means this has to be included, which means that one's out, and this has to be included, and then this has to be included, which means this one's out, and this one's out because of that row. That 0 and that 0 eliminates those 2, that one eliminates that one eliminates that one, and that one, which then leaves only 5 here. So now everything is clear. This non-continuous 3 solves for that. We have a non-continuous 2 here, which is eliminated because it would be continuous here, which means that's there. And then this non-continuous 2 eliminates that because that would be continuous there. How many do we have left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that solves all of that, which then eliminates that. That 3 includes that one, that 3 includes that one. This one has to... What? This 2 is non-continuous. What do you mean that's a mistake? That can't be a mistake. No, I marked it. I clicked the wrong button. That's what I did. Yeah, okay. This one is 2. We haven't done that, so we mark that one. This one only has 3 left, so we mark that. There. There's 4 remaining. No telling as far as this column. there's only one here. So it would be pretty ridiculous to put one here and then two here. And it can't be done because there's only one more column here. So this has to be included, this one, which excludes that one, and then the one here excludes these two, which then includes this one. So that section is done. So at this point, there's no bit of information on the board here to explain where the remaining two are. But fortunately, there's only two left. But I made two mistakes, so I've lost two pieces. Which is interesting. So maybe you don't get that bright, shiny shine on it when you don't get all the pieces, because you notice you're getting this little shine here, and this seems pretty flat, whereas everything else feels like it's got a shine on it. So I may have to go back and do that, but not to unlock the final piece, just to get every single thing we need to do. Wow, let's move forward though. That's 20 minutes just to do two. Two continuous includes that one, and then excludes those two, which includes those two. Three continuous, not continuous, excludes that one, which then leaves only three left. Excludes that. Zero here. Pretty easy to figure that one out. Two here excludes that one, includes that one, includes that one, excludes that one, includes that one, excludes that one. This one is only touching one, so then include that. And then include this one because it's non-continuous. Three here, 1, 2, 3, is that really all it's touching? Yes. Alright, solves that. Three continuous has to now be this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4 excludes that one. This one excludes that one. Zero here can get rid of these. This one's only touching one. 2 gets rid of that. 2 gets rid of that. 3 is only touching 3 now. 1 includes that one. The 2 continuous includes that one. So I think I may have started on the easy side there. It's possible. Let's see, what more can we... 5 continuous out of being surrounded by 6 cells. That will probably be easy to solve eventually. The thing that it could be though is that these two are included and this, and then I wouldn't get any new information from that. Here's 2 continuous, which could be these two, and then 3 not continuous. I have 24 more. Am I sure there's nothing more I can do on this side? No, the way it reads, if I'm evaluating the board properly, it stops right there. There's not enough information. We're gonna have to use these 3 pieces, I suspect. Right. Continuous. If I put one here, it would be 2 continuous. There. there. But then that would mean this couldn't be used. And this couldn't be used, right? So I think almost every combination here, well, since it's touching 3 and it's 2 continuous, it has to be included there. Alright, we know that for a fact. And now, if we put one here, and then it went here, 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 and here, that would satisfy this one, and this one. Now if we put one here and it went like that, then this one would be touching 3. So I don't think we can put one there. And if we put one here and it went like this, so 2, 3, 4, 5, and didn't do that one, then I would have to put one here to satisfy this, which means, again, that doesn't work. So I think, I'm not certain here, but I'm pretty sure I've eliminated any scenario that there can be one here. This one then includes that one, and then this 2 excludes that one. This one excludes that one. Interesting. I suppose it could go down this way and go, well, this is 2 continuous now, so this one has to be included. And then no information is really derived from that as far as this, because it could be one here and then one here, or it could be 2 here. So all 3 of those are still in play. This one has to be continuous though, so we know that one's included, which then eliminates this and includes that, which then eliminates this, which then eliminates those, and that, and that. And since now this is continuous 5, we include those 2, which solves that, which then eliminates this over here. This one's only touching 1, so that has to be the solution, which then gets rid of these. This is only touching 2 now, so that gets rid of that. This one's 3 continuous, so it solves that. We're getting there. Let's see. We have 13 remaining. Can I do something with these 3? If I did this, it would be 2, and not help that at all. Right. Well, this one actually is only touching 3, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. And since they're non-continuous, we know it's this for that pattern. This says 4, which means what? Oh, wrong. I made a mistake there. That was actually a mistake. This is 4, there was already touching 4, I didn't count right, so that's my mistake there. So this one's only touching 4 again, which means these 2 are good. This 2 eliminates this one, this 4 eliminates this one, this 3 includes that one, this 3 includes that one, this 2 eliminates that, this non-consecutive 3 eliminates this, plus this 2 eliminates it, this 2 includes this 3 includes that. So now we just have this middle section. This 2 eliminates these, this 2 eliminates these 2 eliminate these, includes this one, includes this, which then eliminates this. Let's see. Includes that with this 3. This 1 includes this one. We have 2 more here. Let's see. So we've got a bit of a calculation for what the last 2 of these 4 are going to be. This 2, this 3, this 3 non-consecutive, this 3. If I put it here, then 1 here, does that solve everything? 1 here would solve this. 1 here and 1 here would solve this, and this 1 here would solve this. That seems like it's right. So I made 1 mistake, but that time it didn't seem to penalize me. I think you have to make 2 mistakes before it penalizes you. So again, that looks pretty glossy where this looks pretty flat. So I think I might be short 1. Let's just move on. Ooh. Well, actually, let's not move on. Having done doing just those 3 puzzles, we have gone 30 minutes. So I don't see a real reason to potentially go another 30 minutes to do the last 2, which are only going to be harder. So we've had to break up things a little bit here. The number 1 and number 2, you can see, has 6 plus 4, so 10. Number 3, chapter 3, had only 5, and it took the same length as the first 10. Chapter 4 had only 5, and it took slightly longer than number 3. And then by the time we're at chapter 5, doing 3 took as long as this. So they are getting more complicated, which is good, because it would be slightly disappointing to play a puzzle game like this and it just be a breeze through it, get it done in less than a few minutes. This game, in its most difficult, unless you just completely don't grasp the concepts, is only going to be a couple hours of gameplay. So that's where we're going to end this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. I'm going to do this one off screen in between. That way people don't have to watch me do the solution again. You saw the solution, so if you just put it in the way you saw me do it without doing the mistake I made, you know what to do. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.